Hey, we're live. How is everybody doing?
How is everybody doing? Hey, everybody. Welcome to our... Is it bi-weekly? Is every 2 weeks bi-weekly?
Yes.
Okay.
Or it's twice a week. Just depends on the context.
Yeah. Bi-weekly episodic adventure of Curse of Strahd, brought to you by FeatherFall Tabletop. Happy that you are here. Chat's firing out right out of the gate. Appreciate everybody there. I'm jumping in, guys. I'm going into the announcements. We're going to get these done, and we're going to get into some gameplay, because I think that's what everybody at this table needs right now, is some escape. So first off, I'll thank you for being here and sharing this time together. I know things are crazy all over the place. Hang in there. We'll do the best we can. We're going to take this moment right now and kind of have some fun. Anyway, we might have some stuff for some things that might help engage your mind. I'll get to those in a second. But first, let's talk about sponsors of FeatherFall Tabletop. We've got two of them that have been awesome in our community and longtime sponsors. We have Found Familiar Coffee. They are bringing you excellent coffee, awesome artwork, and I challenge you to find better people in the community, the D&D tabletop role-playing community, than Aaron and Lindsay over at Found Familiar. They've given us a 10% discount code. FeatherFall in checkout is going to get you 10% off of their code. We also have Skull Splitter Dice. They are currently in a Kickstarter where everything is unlocked. All these options of sparkly dice. Go check out their Kickstarter. You can use code FeatherFall in checkout, not in their Kickstarter, but on anything else on their website for a 10% discount as well. We've got some one-shots coming up. We got on Monday, March 23rd, I will be DMing a one-shot titled The Crypts of Azurme. And that is from the Arcane Library one-shot series that we have kind of been dipping into. So that's coming up on March 23rd. Jen is running one on the 30th in her homebrew setting, I believe. We currently have one game with openings that is set in Barovia, which is very fitting for tonight's game. If you'd like to join those, get in our Discord down below. Head on over to the Community One-Shot channel and let us know you want in those. The Discord link is below. And our community is pretty awesome down there in the Discord, because right now Jen is opening up impromptu games for people that need to escape a little bit and share a good time around a table with some people and have fun and roll some dice. So if you want to be in those impromptu games, which are like first come, first serve, they're kind of just whenever they happen, join our Discord down below and let us know you want in those. What was the Queen one that she played in?
For the Queen?
Or they played in, sorry.
For the Queen.
Well, it was For the Queen. It's kind of a card-based, no prep game. They played in that one today. They D&D game earlier. Just stuff going on. Check us out down there in that Discord if you want to be in those.
Some point this week, I'll probably run like a Monster of the Week game.
There you go.
So also
Monster of the Week might be on the table. I might throw a quick one-shot ditty out there. Depends on life things, what's happening. But yeah, stuff going on. Check it out. The Gods We Know is on Tuesday, March 17th. That is in 2 days from now. They're on episode 22, long-running campaign, homebrew campaign.
21. We're legal, baby.
21. I should have known that, because the last one was titled The Roaring Twenties. Why didn't I know that? Shame on me. 21. That's with DM Adam Aslamus right there, and Jen's in that game too, and a bunch of other fine tabletop role players. So here we are, Curse of Strahd, episode 6. I've titled it Lesser Than, Greater Than. I don't know what that means. Or I know what it means, but we'll see if you guys know what it means. We have a special sponsor for just this section of FeatherFall Tabletop in this playthrough of Curse of Strahd. That is Roll20 themselves. They have kind of sponsored this playthrough. So we're using the Curse of Strahd module on Roll20. They have some projects for 2020 that are starting to come out and be fulfilled. Some of those are custom token makers, updates to Fog of War and dynamic lighting, better streaming support and integration. There are close to 5 million subscribers using Roll20. Please check out their digital tabletop of games and everything else at roll20.net. This is how we roll. That's our housekeeping. Done.
Done.
Are you ready
We're done.
for?
See you guys tomorrow.
See ya all later. Nope, I gotta hydrate. And now we'll go into recap of session 5. You looted the dungeon of Underneath Death House, aka Durst Manor. You found a secret passage to the first floor. There you found that the house has undergone some changes, some cosmetic changes. The fireplace has started spewing out poisonous gas. Doors are now replaced with swinging blades. But you made your way out thanks to some unearthed arcana fiery teleportation. Avi and his wildfire spirit grabbed everybody and teleported out of there. And of course, after that, you had to burn down the house with some alchemist supplies. I'll let you guess who was the one that initiated that move. As the house is burning down, a few hundred yards away from the house, you found a body that was entrenched in the ditch and in a shrub. Tack, having none of it, pulled the body out and flipped it over. And holding in its hand was a letter that was a plea from the Barovian Burgermeister Koyan Indirovich. You were greeted by a carriage moving along the road. You were offered a ride from the jovial wine merchant Valentin Belasco. Some of you were eager, some of you were not, to join in on this carriage ride in the Barovian countryside. You had wine, you shared stories within this ride, you threatened this man. Multiple
We're
party
under
members.
a lot of stress, okay?
Yes, this is, you just got out of the death house, I totally understand. Multiple party members disguised self to look just like this man. And Valentin was having a good time with it. He was he was into it. He gave you safe passage to the village of Barovia and parted ways with you at that point. You were at the outskirts of the town. And as he was riding away, he did drop a little kerchief out of his wagon, which Myrna picked up, that had a crest embroidered upon it. And that is really where we left off. Did I miss anything?
We found a note that the Burgermeister's daughter's been bitten by a vampire. I'm sure that will not come into play at all.
Yeah. Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Oh, and we dinged. That was the other important thing.
Level 3. Yeah.
Oh,
level 3.
yeah.
Yes. Very important.
We
Slightly
have
important.
different definitions of ding. That's okay. Yeah, so the party is now level 3. Yes, that is good. You're not as squishy as you once were. So you are at the outskirts of the town of Barovia, the village of. And you're staring down this long pathway that kind of goes all the way through town. You see a couple alleyways that jut to the left and right, but it is very dark, muddy road. Underneath the mud, you feel there is some cobblestone down there, but nobody really comes by and cleans it. You hear in the distance, you do hear some wailing, like some sobbing, some crying. That fits in thematically with the death house, I think. But that's in the distance. And this is where you sit to start our session tonight. What would you like to do?
What time of day is it at this point?
It's about 2-ish in the afternoon.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so
still plenty of daylight.
Daylight, but not sunlight. It's very cloud covered.
Gray.
No beams coming through. Still pretty dreary.
Seattle.
Yes. Just think Seattle.
Probably best to take a look around. See if we can't get ourselves a room for the night. Somewhere to shake off all of this.
I think a hot meal and a good bath, place to sleep that is not hard stone, would be a good idea.
And you do recall that Valentin said something about the tavern in town, Blood on the Vine.
Suppose.
That was a good spot.
Good places
I know
anyway.
it's afternoon, but frankly, I don't care.
I agree. Let's I mean, does anybody know this place?
Hey, we're on the same boat here.
Well, let's ask around then. Yeah.
I kind of just do a once over of the area, and then take a look behind me at the what was in the distance now ruins of the Death House, and just. Do we have to though? I mean, we could just find it ourselves.
All right. Well, let's go look then.
I mean, if you want to find it, ghost babies are on your conscience, not mine.
Why are they on my conscience?
Because you're the one suggesting to look around.
You were the one possessed, too, in all fairness.
I guess they literally are on my conscience then, I guess. That's fair.
Alright. Let's have a wander.
Yeah, I'll start walking
Okay.
in.
Yeah, and I'll kind of reveal some bits as you make your way through. You just, as you're moving through, you see big, tall buildings that are, multiple stories. Very gray colors. Looks like everything could use an update, some upkeep, a loving hand. Every building is sort of kind of falling in upon itself. And you see a couple of alleyways that jut off left and right. Definitely the road you are on is the main thoroughfare. It's got most of the ruts from wagons coming in and out, footsteps from just the general populace. The streets are rather bare, and most house windows are darkened and shaded. You can't see anything. As you start to make your way in each block into this town, you do that sobbing starts to pick up a little bit more. But yeah.
How about we need a cover story, right? So let's say we're a traveling group of carpenters, and it seems like this place could use a lot of work. So
I'm gonna turn and give you the weirdest look. And then I look down at my full armor and my hammer, and then I look back at you.
I do not think people will believe that.
well, I mean, you have the hammer.
Why do
You
we
could
need
say
a
that's
cover
a
story?
sledgehammer.
What are you guilty of?
Burning down a
Well-
house?
Who knows that? And why do we need a cover for it?
Who?
Are we? I'll look at Tack. It's like, are we both still disguised as Blasco?
Yes.
I'll leave that
No,
up to
now
you
I
guys.
look like Bull.
Like, are you? So you don't. That's just like a feature. You don't have to cast anything, right?
Nope. Yeah.
Like, Tack, have you been a changeling this whole time and you haven't told us? What do you actually look like?
Oh, you don't really want to know that.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to know that. That was.
Maybe you'll see one day. And I take my usual appearance back. All that aside, we don't need to cover for anything. We haven't done anything wrong. Well, that anyone knows about.
All right. Well, Bull is gonna do disguise self and look like a young boy who perhaps sells papers.
How many spell slots you got left?
A paper boy. All right.
Better safe than sorry, I believe.
Are the streets empty of people? I know it looks boarded up and it looks kind of deserted. Is it deserted?
It definitely has that feel.
Okay.
Off in the distance, you do see like one or two people. No big gatherings. No outdoor like shops or stands or kiosks or anything. It's pretty quiet. And I think that's why you can hear the sobbing that you do, is because everything else, there's no like foot traffic, there's no wagon traffic. It's kind of an eerie feeling, maybe.
Is it one person sobbing or is it a group of people?
It sounds like one,
One. Okay.
Well,
and
I think
many
we-
blocks away.
I think we should probably just go to the pub, right? We don't need to figure out who's sobbing. That's how we got in the death house before. Extra, read all about it. One person cries in the street and we don't care.
Death house gets burned down. We don't.
fire on the outskirts of Barovia.
I'm gonna walk away from Bull.
just
going
a
down the
look,
street.
Oh my god.
just a look towards Bull as Cass just responds, "One day, I will figure out how you function. One day." And just
It is not.
join murder.
That day is not today.
All right, so you keep moving down that main thoroughfare. Is that the course of action?
It
Yeah.
sounds like it.
All right. Yeah. Again, every like fifth house has a light in it. Most of them are shaded shut, dark on the inside. You keep moving on.
The ones that don't have a light, can I try like a door handle?
Yeah. Anyone in particular on this map?
Which one would have a light on it?
We will say this one here on the corner has a light,
Okay.
and then there's another light down this path over here, and another one back in here.
I'm just gonna casually try that doorknob.
Okay. All right.
Casual type thing, not like I'm
Can't
searching
spell
for.
casual without Cass.
It's true.
I don't know why I was thinking that, but there might be something there.
Yes,
That's the next
I am
t-shirt.
totally casual.
Oh.
No,
Casual
total
cast.
waltzing incognito.
I mean, speaking of t-shirts, you
Yeah.
want to show that off? Like, tack size. He's repping himself. I love it. Tack size. That's in the merch link down below. Merch link in bio.
Awkward.
Sorry to be that kind of person, but
Don't be sorry.
My
We
fault.
all
You don't blame
sell
me.
out.
It's fine.
there is a FeatherFall shirt that says tack size, which Tack does often, and it has our logo on the arm. I'm just saying. Okay, anyways, Avi, you go up to try this door handle. It kind of, are you opening it right away? And
No, I'm testing.
the door handle seems to turn, but the wood is swelled, that it won't freely open without a shove.
So you're saying it's like swole?
Yeah, swole patrol.
Okay. I'm not gonna shove it.
Okay.
I can't. Somebody will die. Unless Cass wants me to. Cass? Thoughts?
You trying to break into somebody's house?
No. I'm just, it appears like, does it have windows? Can I try and just look into the windows? Does it appear
Yeah.
to be a derelict house?
It has windows. Give me a perception check as you're peeping through.
Well, that's a 17.
Ooh. You see inside silhouetted figures that are upright, and they're just kind of roaming around the room.
I'm gonna knock on the door then.
As you knock on the door, you see their attention kind of turn towards the door, and they start shuffling in that direction.
I'm gonna take 5 steps back.
As you are taking those steps back, you hear some faint scratching on the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a solid no, my friend.
Hey, Bull, I think we found what you're looking for in that house right there.
Bull's gonna take out his lute and start playing.
What better time?
All right.
And like continuing to walk down the road. It's like, I'm not going to get distracted by another ghost house in Barovia.
All right, I'm gonna just leave at that behest of Taxi. I'll just leave because I'm sure it's happened 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, and as the paperboy Bull is strumming his lute, you hear the scratching pick up a little bit more, like more of those figures that you saw inside are now making their way to the door and scratching, and you see the curtains kind of shuffle and fall back into place.
I don't think they're friendly.
Or tipped you off?
Well, I mean, what tipped me off was that they were scratching. That's weird. That they were just shuffling mindlessly.
It was rhetorical. No
Oh.
one wanted you to answer the question.
I'm sorry. I thought you wanted my opinion. I'm just gonna kind of like sulk.
this is this town only filled with dead people?
I'm just gonna ask what tune Bull was playing on his lute.
A good one.
Bull, as you're kind of like strumming and moving forward, you do see this main thoroughfare open up to a bigger courtyard, and within that, you see some bigger beams of light coming from two of the buildings that are there. Mainly this big one there, mainly this one up here, and this one have beams of light that are kind of filling their front porch and out into that courtyard that is there. And as you see it, you get closer into that courtyard. You do see some signage. You see the one to the south of the map there. You see sparse light coming from the building that spills out. Still heavily drawn curtains, but there's a slit of light that is making its way out. And there's a sign over the door that kind of creaks on its hinges with every gust of wind that reads Bildrath's Mercantile. And then across the street to the north of the map, you see a single shaft of light, a little wider, a little more solid, thrusting out into the main square, looking like the solid pillar in the heavy fog that surrounds you. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
With my disguise kit, is there makeup in there, perchance?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'd like to write Bull's name on one of the signs.
And lipstick.
Like,
Which sign?
what was the first one? Something Mercantile?
Yeah, that was Bildrath's Mercantile.
Oh, there should already be there. Perfect. I will write Bull Avard.
Kind of. So it says Bildrath's Mercantile across this way. Bull kind of comes up and over the top of the Mercantile. And you see as you are... give me a sleight of hand check. Give me a sleight of hand check as you are there. Dude, first roll of the night.
22.
Oh yeah, definitely beats my 2. Nothing happens. You're able to do it. No, there's no stirring within this building. You get Bull Avard above the Mercantile shop. What color is your lipstick there, Bull?
Say this one was like a nice deep purple, like a violet.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to like. You got to get where you're at to kind of see it because the wood itself is so aged and darkened. But it's there, and anybody walking into the door will be able to see that.
Perfect.
For sure.
Like, well, we got, it looks like 2 options here. We got the Blood on the Vine.
I just walk into the Blood on the Vine while he's talking.
It's like, Tack.
I'll follow Tack.
All right. So Tack goes in. Who's following?
I am.
Everybody making that?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Yeah, boy, you kind of scurry off of the deck there of the the mercantile shop and make your way across the square. So as you open up this tavern, it's about a 60-foot square. And as Tack, as you walked in, you see that on the sign, there's the N is scratched out and it's replaced with an F, so it says Blood of the Vine and not Blood on the Vine. It used to be called Blood of the Vine, and now somebody has called it Blood on the Vine. This tavern has seen the years. It's pretty shoddy, kind of. Again, like most of the buildings you've seen once you've made your way into Barovia, they are kind of worn with time. Not a lot of upkeep. There's a blazing fire in the hearth that gives a little bit of warmth. Once you get outside of that radius, the tavern is cold itself. There's a few people within this. There's the barkeep behind the bar. There is a man sitting by himself in the corner, and then there's a group of 3 people sitting in the other corner, and there are many open tables.
I'll approach the barkeep.
I'd go with Tack as well, actually.
Same.
Okay. As you approach the bar, you see a pudgy little man behind the bar. You know, like you see about from chest up. He's kind of just over the bar. Think Danny DeVito kind of. And he's just cleaning glasses, and he's got kind of a line. He's just kind of cleaning them. And he's focused. Eyes are focused down.
This place looked like it had rooms available. Like, does the layout give me the indication that I'm going to be able to find a place to sleep here, or is this just look like an eatery?
From the outside, it is one story, and then once you walk in, it does, like, the layout from the outside matches the inside. It's kind of one big room. It's got a smaller little kitchen in the back or something in the back, a door heading back there, but otherwise it's just one open kind of room, open layout. And he's going to town on these glasses, and he'll slam one down and grab another one, slam it down, and he's just cleaning furiously.
I'll just put my hand on the bar, kind of in his view, not like trying to obstruct what he's doing, but like to make him aware of our presence without like that.
Not do that. Hello. And he's just still scrubbing. What do you need?
Around, and maybe you can tell us.
For all of you?
Yeah. And maybe you can advise us a place to stay.
Well, you can't stay here.
Well, obviously you don't have rooms.
Sure.
I don't think there's an inn in town, but I can get you around one apiece.
What if I wanted two?
He throws down a little tray, kind of fills it with glasses. He's got this big pitcher. He just kind of like dips into the barrel behind him. He just starts filling. That'll be one copper apiece.
I'll slide a single silver coin across the counter to him.
You want refills in?
Probably.
So it's not a tip.
I'll slide another silver coin over. Just keep the drinks coming, man.
Right. That's more like it. Alright, have a seat anywhere. Doesn't really matter.
I just take mine off the tray, and I go sit down at a table.
Alright.
And drink.
As you turn around, Tack, you see the single individual sitting in the corner by himself. You see his head kind of come up, and he waves you over.
I'm gonna wave back to him.
I shake him off and go sit by myself. The whole...
You could see the look on his face is a little, like, dejected, a little shocked. He doesn't get up or move.
Bull will grab the tray and follow over to Tack. He's like, no, he says there's not an inn here, but I think maybe if we just keep drinking here and eating, they're not going to send us home, right?
That's absolutely right.
Looking in my inventory, I've got 35 pieces of gold. I don't think this place has seen a piece of gold ever, so... Can we just buy this? Hey, barkeep, how much does this place cost?
It's not for sale. I suggest you have a seat.
You say... all right.
All I'm getting right now is that we are turning into real estate Mongols. Between potentially buying a vineyard and now a tavern.
That's happened. Barovian real estate.
This person that tried to wave Tack over, what exactly do they look like?
I have a handout.
Hey,
not that means anything.
It means everything to me, actually.
So you should see this now.
Ismark the Lesser.
See, this is where we get all the inside scoop information we're not supposed to have. We already know his name.
I know
and that there's a bigger.
It's fine.
It bothers me that it does show that stuff. But you see a man. He's kind of got some drab, dark clothes on, but he does have kind of some vibrant blondish hair, a little dirty blonde hair, nice chin, nice prominent forehead. He's got some scowl lines. He's got some crow's feet. Yeah, he's sitting in the back.
I'm gonna ignore what Tack does and go sit by him.
I'm staying at the bar because I want to have to attempt to have a chat with the barkeep.
So
Avi's going. Avi.
Okay.
What? Why?
Myrna to the back. We got Tack. We got Bull together, and we have Cass at the bar. So Avi and Myrna, as you come back, you can see he stands up as you approach, and he pulls out a chair each. And he kind of signals for you to sit, and he sits down. I don't know what's up with your friend, but I was just trying to buy you a drink.
He's a bit stressed. Don't mind him.
Well, if they want to come back and join, this round is on me.
It's probably better that they don't for now.
Are you guys not getting along?
He's fine. He's grumpy.
He needs a nap.
You see him kind of chuckle a little bit, like when you say grumpy and nap. It's like, well, I think we all kind of need a nap. What brings you to Barovia?
I'm just here for the sights. So, I mean, my first stop in, you see around the houses, there's not too many lights on. What's going on
It
here?
looks a little deserted.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's not deserted. It's just kind of people keep to themselves. You know, they don't want company. They don't want people knocking on their door.
Oh.
This is unusual for an entire town, though. Don't you think?
Well, Barovia is an unusual place.
I mean, are they afraid of, like, viruses?
Well, if you want to
Topical.
call the devil Strahd a virus, that is probably fitting.
Who is Strahd?
Yeah. Who is that?
Or what?
You make it all the way to Barovia and you don't know who Strahd is.
Well, we stopped by the Durst house earlier, and,
They mentioned nothing about it.
yeah, they seemed fine.
I don't believe you said that correctly. You went to the Durst house.
We
A
stopped by.
couple days ago. It wasn't yesterday. It certainly wasn't yesterday.
You realize that place is haunted. You probably should not have gone in there.
We walked out, did we not?
And that is reassuring. And it makes this question I have to ask you that much easier to ask. But again, I will cover your rounds and we will have a drink together.
And what question do you have?
Because we don't get too many visitors, I need help. And it is not easy to find. I need help escorting my sister out of town.
Well, can I roll an insight check to the answer that of people keep to themselves? I know it's a little retroactive.
Oh, that conversation we had 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was laying my sarcasm on too thick. I'm sorry.
It's a 9.
Yeah, you're having a hard time reading him. He's pretty like dour, just kind of like he's there, but not a whole lot of expressions, not a whole lot of inflection. You did get a giggle out of him, but you could tell like those are few and far between, any kind of overt emotion. So it's really hard to pick up any tics or any tells out of his mannerisms or voice.
And so before we help you, I feel like you need to be completely honest with us, because what we saw back in some of those houses, those weren't just people keeping to themselves.
It would also help to know who you are.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Introductions are needed.
Oh, my name is Ismark Koyanovich. And you are?
Marna.
I'm Avi.
Mirna, I don't mean to poke, but I cannot say I've met anybody of your kind before.
Well, that is surprising.
There are more like you.
Of course.
And Avi, you definitely have not seen anybody like you either.
One of a kind, my friend.
But again, all this is signs pointing to you helping me.
Perhaps. Why does your sister need escorting?
Well, this Strahd character that you know nothing about has eyes for her and would not leave her. and I'm trying to get her to a place that is a little more fortified, and make sure that she is safe. But I feel like this is not if this job is something that you are willing to take, I feel like this is not the place to speak about it. If this is something you would like to do, we can go back to my father's mansion, the Burgermeister's.
Your sister, Irina?
And you see his face kind of pause and everything about him pause. How do you know that name?
Information travels fast, my friend.
And there we're going to pause. And we'll... Cass, what are you doing at the bar?
I'm gonna wait for everyone to clear off and do their own thing or whatever they're doing, and then turn and just go, alright, cut the crap.
Excuse me?
I'm 37 years old. You think I've never been in taverns before?
Well,
All the juicy gossip goes straight to the tavern.
Tell me, count on one hand how many people you saw coming into this tavern. Yeah, you're done. You're done. The thing is, not a lot of people come in here. I mean, there's no life out in them streets. What do you want to know? You can give me an intimidation check, I should say.
Oh dear.
Oh.
That negative charisma is going to come in strong. That's a 9.
Yeah, he's pretty steadfast just in his routine of cleaning these, and kind of his ever-present scowl did not diminish whatsoever. So yeah, everything he said is...
It's very obvious you can count the amount of people in here on one hand. My question is why? There's something else going on here. We've already seen evidence of it. And you seem like a smart person, so...
I mean, there's no money. There's no money. There's no money in these streets. There's no money to be made. Again, I cannot speak ill out loud. But, yeah, you got to have money to spend money.
Can't speak ill out loud. You think there's someone watching?
You see his eyes kind of go over your shoulder to the group of 3 that are in the corner. That are, they look pretty casual. And only for a second, his eyes are there, and then he's right back on you.
Understood. Well, let this be a lesson for you. And I'm going to go ahead and slide 1 gold piece across the counter. I'm going to say, sometimes counting something on one hand can be a benefit, as well as a downside. And walk away.
And you see him, just nonverbal kind of nod and goes right back. He knows his place. And are you staying up at the bar, or are you heading elsewhere?
I'm going to grab my drink and join one of these 2 groups.
Okay. Let's see what Tack and Bowl is doing. Tack and Bowl! I like that name combo. What's Tack and Bowl doing? As Avi and Myrna are in the back, and Cass is at the bar. What's Tack and Bowl doing?
Did Bull bring all the other drinks with him?
Yes,
he brought the tray.
So Tack finishes the one he's drinking, and then grabs another one off the tray, and sets that in front of him.
Bull will match him, all the while still looking like this young kid. And he pulls out one of his daggers, and he starts to dagger in between his fingers, like on the table, like that game. Remember what it's called? He's like, Tack. Now, Tack. What? How did you come about being here? I know I was, just kind of like a jester, and then got sent along with this crew. But how did you? I don't know. How did we end up in Barovia together?
the Duchess and I have a bit of arrangement, as it were, and so now I'm here.
Are you sleeping with the Duchess?
No.
Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
No. Please tell me you're not sleeping with the Duchess.
A gentleman never kisses and certainly
It's
doesn't.
unhealthy. Sir, I would advise against it.
Well, no, we didn't have that type of relationship. I just entertained her, I suppose. She kind of actually might have. Well, she thinks she saved me from the gallows, but I could have gotten away.
So you're indebted to her.
Well, I suppose, but I feel like after all this, we might be about square. Are you
Good for
in
you,
debt to
then.
her, or?
We're in a bit of a... There's a mutual arrangement. Symbiotic, if you will.
All right. Well, that all sounds fun, I suppose. And he's still doing the dagger game. He's like, "You wanna take a whirl?" And he pulls out another dagger and gives it to Tech.
Bull, give me a dexterity check.
Of course.
Just straight dex.
It's an 8, so not great.
So as you got 1, 2, 3 passes, and then as you come down, you nick the big knuckle on your thumb, and you don't stab into it. Just the blade comes down just on the other side of it, and you kind of draw a little bit of blood there.
It's like, oh, well,
Yeah, I'll pass. Thanks.
he lifts another mug up to Tack. He's like, "Well, I guess to Barovia," and goes to cheers him.
And I'll say at this time, Cass, you're kind of turning around and coming to the back. Now you're at a fork in the roads, Cass. You can pick the knife stabbing game.
I'm gonna roll a d4 for it. Okay, so odds it's Tack and Bull. Evens it's Myrna and Avi.
Is there some symbology there? Some symbolism?
It's evens. It was a 2.
All right. So you're heading to Avi as I catch you in cough. Okay, so we'll go back to Avi and Myrna in the back again, having this conversation. If this is something you want to talk about, I would be much more willing to give you more information if you come back to the Bürgermeister mansion.
How big is the bar?
It's 60 feet by 60 feet.
Would I have heard Cass's conversation with the bartender?
I'd say it'd be, while it's not a full bar and a lot of voices going on, you are in the back depths. There's a crackling fire. You got Tack and you got Bull talking in between you.
Okay.
You give me a perception check to kind of see.
Oh, it's a 19. It's pretty
All right.
good.
You're able to pick up some of it, but and more of what Cass was saying. The bartender was rather he knows where he's at in his place, that he's not speaking too loudly. So you're getting more of the Cass side of the conversation.
Okay, so specifically asking about.
Yeah, asking about why aren't there more people in here?
When Cass repeated, "Why can't you speak something out loud?" Or...
Yeah, you would pick that up.
Okay.
And you picked up the nice line at the end. Sometimes not counting on one hand is a good thing.
So, why can't you speak in the open? Hear my friend saying it up there as well.
And at that point, Cass is coming in and over your shoulder, and Ismark stands up and he pulls out the fourth chair, and he signals for Cass to sit down. And there are many people that don't want to see Again, I cannot say. I am struggling. Usually I don't have these kind of conversations, but there are many people that don't want, or I should rather say that do want to see Strahd play his games. And the more that he knows, the worse position we are in. And I will say we because you are a visitor in Strahd's land. And again, I can offer you my home, and we can have this conversation, and we can bring in your two friends, and because I think I can help you as much as you can help me. And when he says that, he does grab like the handle of his sword that is sheathed at his side.
It's an aggressive move. Cass, you've sat down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Muted, Cass.
As Cass sits down, I'm going to lean closer to him and say, "May I introduce you to Irina's brother, Ismark. He wants our help escorting her out of the city, I think."
Alright, so two things. One, have you just agreed for all of us that we're going to go running again?
No.
And two, Strahd. Who is this guy?
We don't
That name's
know.
been dropped.
We do
Again,
not know yet.
I can tell you more if we go out of this building.
Well, you haven't really, to be fair, you haven't told us anything. The first thing you told us was a lie, and now you just want us to leave with you. Where is the upside for us?
I don't think I have said anything that was a lie.
You said that those are people they don't want to see. Those aren't people.
What? Sorry, out of character. What?
The weird... I'm in my head, I'm envisioning the I Am Legend vampires just like huddling.
Oh.
You know, like,
Okay.
But they're like just circling in the house.
Did you just pant
Gotcha.
like a dog?
Have you seen I Am Legend? Like,
No.
okay.
Don't.
It's
Read the
pretty
book,
good.
though. The book is
The book's
great.
really good. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, okay. I understand what you're putting down. I mean, I am not one to speak ill of fellow Barovians, but it is true that there is magic and there are eyes all over that are causing you to see things that may not be real, may not be there. I cannot confirm if what you saw was a fellow Barovian or if that was one of Strahd's minions. So what I have said is completely true, but I have not told you a lie.
Oh, good. He's got minions. This'll end well.
Well, his minions are plenty. And again, that is another reason why... Let me ask you a question. Did you have fog at your heels as you were coming in? Did you have wolves howling in the distance?
Yes. To all of
those? Yes. Those are all under Strahd's control. And you are here because he wants you to be here. And if you want to continue following his path that is laid out with breadcrumbs and lead you right to him, that is fine. But you may be able to help somebody in need on their way. And right now, that is me and my sister.
You are not also a breadcrumb.
I am giving you my trust right now. I am telling you everything. Why would I tell you about the inner workings of Strahd? He is a devil that has been oppressive in this land for too long, and now it is time to do something about it. And first I need to save and make sure that my sister is in a place where she can be safe, and then I will stand toe-to-toe with Strahd. You don't even know. Hey, Zeltaris, thanks for the raid.
I'm gonna
Thank you.
take a look at the other two and just say,
I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Should we bring it up with the other two? Away from, if you'll excuse us, Ismark.
Well,
Anytime you need.
for one, we're traveling as a group and we haven't even formally introduced each other. So, I think probably a catch-up between us all is required before we make another move.
I am offering you the shelter and four walls that are free of any peering eyes.
I mean, and I'm going to look at Cass and Myrna. It can't be worse than here, right? As we look at the dirty bar in the ground and the zombie things in the houses.
We thought that about the death house.
Oh no, we knew going in something was wrong, right?
Yeah, and then it was, at least it can't get any worse, and then there was that horrible thing in the basement, and then it was, at least it can't get any worse, and then it was smoke. So, you know, I'm agreeing with you here. I feel like perhaps a place to rest and recuperate is a good idea, but just don't say at least it can't get any worse, because it always will.
It's fair.
Do we notice if that, I guess, any other patrons are looking at our companions as they're talking to this dude?
There's only you, that single Ismark, Eric the barkeep, and then those three other, I should say they are females that are sitting in the back on the opposite corner.
Oh,
And they are in and out of conversation amongst themselves. You can't really pick up anything that they're saying. They are sharing a carafe of wine. And they are scanning as well.
okay. Hey, Tack, I don't know what your whole deal is, but it appears we are. I mean, they're over there talking to some locals. You want to mix it up with a couple of them locals back over there? Maybe point to the table of the wine-drinking ladies.
Help yourself there, Bull. I'm certain that 12-year-old you is going to be perfectly capable of managing a conversation with grown women in the corner.
There goes Tack Sign again.
Take care of that yourself. I'm going to finish my drinks. And I finish the one that's in my hand, and I take another one off the tray.
Now, come on, Tack. Somebody's got to have my back here. Tack.
I'm taking
Tack.
a break. I got something to drink. In a few minutes, I'm going to figure out where I'm going to sleep. And it's not with those ladies. So...
Not with that attitude.
Just not at all.
No, all right. Bull will drop disguise self and like, all right, well, I'm gonna go grab some wine and then I'm gonna go talk to these ladies. And if you happen to change your mind, you know where I will be.
Hey, Bull, it's not actually spring break in Barovia, so I just feel like you're working hard, man. All right. Sorry, continue.
Well, yeah, Bull will go to the bar and just order, I guess, another carafe of wine.
Yeah, this one's already been paid for, and he fills it up, slides it across.
Who's this? Is somebody paid for this one by? You pointing to those ladies, or you pointing?
No, I'm pointing to the people you walked in here with.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Did you see that kid that we walked in here with? He ran off somewhere. Okay.
I must have missed him while I was cleaning this glass. I suggest you go have a seat with your party.
All right. Well, I could help you. You know what? I'm not gonna do it. Okay.
No help is needed.
Yeah. All right. All right. I guess I'll head to the table.
Which table?
Well, he'll swing by the table with the rest of the party. He's like, "Hey, gang. While you're talking to this handsome blonde fella, I'm gonna go talk to, these other patrons here and see if I can bump them for information."
I would highly advise against it.
What?
Better to explain later, but just trust me on this. This is not a good time for a bull idea.
Or does that make it
Trust
the
me on
best
this.
time?
Yeah, Cass, your question. And he was just like holding the craft and he's gonna pour himself a little glass. Now, y'all are talking to one person over here. It seems like you're just gonna go off with them. Is that what's happening? We should at least get a layout of the whole Barovia. We get a full experience. Everything.
Is it your brain or below the belt that is talking, Bull?
He'll
That's what
just,
I thought.
Oh, well, all right, fuck. He'll go over there and drop off the wine. He's like, we bought this wine. Well, no, not we. I bought this wine for you all, and I hope you enjoy it. We're big heroes in town, and so I just, if you ever need a hero.
You're embarrassing yourself over there.
As these three ladies hear that, and you can tell their clothes are a lot fancier, a lot more colorful, and they look a lot like the clothes that the initial people you met at the riverside outside of Daggerford wore. A lot like that. And the three of them look over and up to you, Bull. There is no need for you to buy us drinks. We own this place.
Oh,
We have all the drinks we need.
gotcha. I would see it. The bartender tried to sell me the place just a couple minutes ago. I didn't even know it wasn't his to sell.
That is not true. Go sit down.
Okay. Do you happen to know Stanimir? An old guy who does fire magic.
I'm gonna have you give me 2 rolls. One's gonna be persuasion, and the other one's gonna be a wisdom save.
Fuck. Okay. Which one do you want first?
let's do the persuasion.
Okay. That fell out of the tray.
Doesn't count.
That isn't it. Hold on. What's my charm at here? It's got to be pretty high. Oh shit, that's a 20 dirty.
All right. And then give me a wisdom save.
That's much worse. That is a 9.
So as you were saying this, you see the three of them look at each other, and then all of a sudden, in mid persuasion, your eyes darken, and you go blind for a second.
Oh,
And as you are blind, the inside of your mouth starts to almost taste like rot, like you've eaten something that is rancid, and it's just filling your whole mouth and not going away. And after about 2 seconds, your vision comes back, and they say to you, "Yes, we know Stanimir. It is, but your mouth is going to get you in trouble. Go sit down."
yeah, that. Okay.
And that taste is still there, and it is not going away.
I'll grab a glass of wine real quick and try to wash that away as he's walking back to the party.
So as you drink that first drink of wine, it's almost like after you've brushed your teeth and you eat anything, it's just really gross. The wine has a whole new palate in your mouth, and it does not taste right. And then as you swallow it down, that same rancid taste comes back.
I'll kind of be like walking over, like just chewing on air. Like, well, they happen to know our good old buddy Stanimir back there. Look, those are the bar owners. See, now just a little friendly conversation, and you meet all types.
Why do you look like you are in pain?
I forgot something. I'm just racking my brain trying to remember what it was.
You in the cut there, buddy?
what that was.
And Ismark kind of like pounds his fist on the table. Again, I am leaving because you are going to get me in trouble. There is magic, and there are people in here that are beyond your comprehension unless you get filled in and you listen. You are doing yourself a disservice, and you are only playing into his hands. And he's gonna get up. If you want to see me, you come down south to the Burgermeister Manor, and I will be in there. And he's going to get up. Is it the way I said Burgermeister Manor? He's going to get up, and he is going to walk out.
Well, he hasn't killed us yet. That's progress.
I'm gonna like hit Bull on the shoulder and go, "You made him leave."
What? I mean, I blame. All right, you're right. What's the plan here? Are we hanging here? We following Burger?
Well, we were gonna hang out with
King?
that guy. And he left.
Well, he just walked out the door. We could catch him just like a quick jaunt.
Well, do you think perhaps we should talk to Tak and make sure he is in on this?
No, he's fine. Clearly.
Let's not split up the party.
I'm just gonna look over my shoulder at Tack and go,
Fine, I will go talk to Tak, and I'm going to get up and go sit next to Tak. You're how many cups in?
"Seven."
You're at least
Working on
three,
my
right?
third.
You're working on your third.
my third.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Is it build water or is it good? And I'm gonna start sniffing one of the undrunk mugs.
Was it okay wine? Was it good wine? I don't.
Yeah, no, it tastes pretty good. I'm not a wine guy, so I can't describe what good wine tastes like.
no. Just,
If you drink good wine, you know it's a red. I know that much. But it tastes good.
better than what the Duchess serves.
I would say there's a craftsmanship here that is pretty good.
Pretty good.
So, we have been offered a job, potentially.
Have you figured out how we're getting back home yet?
Not yet. But that gentleman that you shrugged off wants to hire us to escort his sister somewhere safe.
You remember how we got here?
Yes, and considering his sister is the woman in the note that we found,
But no. How did we get here?
the
And I don't
Duchess-
mean this tavern. I mean this place. Have you looked at the sky at night?
Yes.
Those your stars? Spent a lot of time on boats, lady. Those ain't ours. We ain't anywhere near I've ever been.
Ugh, this wine is shit. Look. I am not saying we take the job. I am just saying that I would like everyone involved in the decision. I want to get home as much as the rest of you. Perhaps more so. I do not trust anything in this town. And the fact the bull is bull makes it also more difficult.
The smart thing to do would be to leave both of them.
Would be to leave what?
Both of them. The children. That would be the smart thing. The sensical thing. The one most likely to see your survival. To be perfectly honest, leaving me and the other one too probably your best chances for survival.
I do not make a habit of leaving people behind. It has cost me more than you will ever know. But I won't back down from that. If you want to stay here and die, that is your decision. But I would not encourage it.
See, the thing is, though, is that since I've gotten here, I've done very little that's actually directly impacted my safety and security. However, hanging out with the rest of you has severely impacted my safety and security, which makes me wonder if it's actually safer to just be here and let you guys go do what you're going to do, and maybe you'll get home, and maybe you'll get home without me. But I also feel like I'm a lot less likely to die because someone else can't keep their mouth closed, or, wants to just light everybody on fire with their magic. There's a lack of, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's common sense. I'm not sure if it's common courtesy. I'm not sure if they just haven't had a proper upbringing. I feel like if I continue to go with them, my chances of dying, and not for a good cause, because someone has poor impulse control, or maybe two someones have poor impulse control, that we're going to end up having to kill someone.
Look, I promised the Duchess I would keep you safe. And I will do my best to follow up on that promise. But I cannot do that if you stay here.
You promise to keep me safe on the Duchess's behalf?
Do you have a problem with that?
That's a mistake.
No matter.
And if she asked you to look after me, you're either here to kill me, or she doesn't trust you.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me. You're in league with a liar. So she either paid you to kill me, and now you're lying to me about that fact, or you don't have any idea who you're actually working for.
Probably that. Mercenary for hire means you don't always know your employer. If the money pays, and you can get the job done without dying.
Think she's gonna remember to pay you if and when we get home?
Perhaps. But either way, I am not going to back down on a promise. And I promise to keep you all safe. And to make sure we return home.
I'll finish the glass that I was kind of nursing and pick up a fourth one from the tray. Should be the last one on the tray. Seeing as Bull took a glass and Myrna has picked up a glass. So yeah. I will take the last unclaimed glass and drink that one all the way down too. And he'll kind of tap the table with his fingers and frown like he's making a decision. And I guess I'll go with you guys. I kind of trust you. I don't think the other guys mean anything malicious. I just think it's a lack of... Well, I won't be any ruder than I have already been. What are we signing up to do? And you're a mercenary, so how much are we getting paid? Because I know you didn't agree to do this for free.
We did not agree yet. We don't not know much of the details. Ismark seems... And at that I'm going to look slightly askance at the women at the back. Concerned about watching eyes and ears. before we decided to go to the Burgomaster's mansion, I figured we should know.
Going to
If we are
another.
going to get out of this alive, we all need to be in the game.
That's exactly my point. I've been in the game since we got here. And it looks like you're in the game. And our buddy over there also probably in the game. We got two people that don't know any of the rules. Now, if you want to hand them the game pieces and watch them flail around with people that know how to play the game, it's going to end poorly. I'm with you, but if it comes down to me or one of those two idiots, it's going to be me. Every time. So if I'm going to stick with you, and you honestly believe we have a better chance together than apart, someone needs to bring those guys the rule manual and let them know what's going on.
How much of this can I hear, by the way?
Tack's loud. He's been drinking at this point. He's not making any attempt to either be quiet or pretend like he cares that anyone may hear what he has to say. It's very much into the drunken, like, not trying to yell, but like very emotional at this point. Probably more emotional than you've seen him be the whole time.
And just to set the scene again, you're up at that initial table that you sat in, and Myrna came up to you,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the group's still in the back where Ismark was.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's being loud, Avi, you're catching most of this. Maybe not what Myrna's saying in her responses, but you're catching what Tack's throwing out there as he's being a little, not boisterous, but just loud and
Belligerent.
and I wouldn't say belligerent. I'm just saying like steadfast in his understandings of life. A little liquid courage in there, maybe bringing some of this out. And as as there's a split in the party and there's some this conversation happening, every now and then you can catch the three ladies in the back just kind of like look at each other and kind of giggle a little bit, or shuffle their shoulders up and down, like maybe a little pointing every now and then, almost mockingly.
I don't know about y'all, but I think we got a loose cannon on our hands here.
Says the loose cannon.
I'll point to attack, like with this, do a little thumb point. But having said that, I've been traveling around a lot with the family, and towns like this always have something fun to do, like be it cockfighting. We could go in and do some fighting, gambling. There's probably a riverboat. I'm just throwing it out there. We're looking for stuff to do, right?
I am exhausted. Right now, I want to focus on where I'm staying. If it means helping this guy, fine. If there's other things we can do in the meantime, fine. Whatever passes the time, whatever gets us information that allows us to get out of here. But right now, I need food. And I need some rest, because the last night's rest that we had didn't go so great for me.
Yeah, all right. I hear that. The barkeep said there's no inns in town, so where does that leave us? Are we? Avi, I guess, is gonna break into a house for us, or what's the plan? I guess we could look like that Venetian guy and go to his winery.
My face is like what Avi's doing, just like jaw to the ground, like the guy that just left. We're going with that guy.
That's the plan.
Free stay, at the very least. We don't like what he has to say, we walk away. Clearly, Tack is going to sit here and drown in his, sorrows.
That's fine. I think I've got a way to bring him along if need be.
I like that. At the very least, we get free burgers, right?
Oh my god.
That's an in-character face palm as well, just a full...
Yes, it is.
Yes, Bull. Yes. Lots of burgers.
Perfect. I'm gonna leave this here, and he takes the skull out of his pocket and just puts it on the table. All right. I guess let's talk Tack and Marina. Yeah. Do we do this? And he puts his hand out, like, toward in between Cass and Avi.
I know nothing about you guys yet. We haven't even been formally introduced as a group. We're currently just hanging around because it's the best option we have. So, let's have a couple of chats first, shall we?
Sure.
All right.
Cass is gonna jump up, take a look at Myrna and Tack. Just... Yep. Alright. So, grab these two, grab you two, and hopefully end up in a bed that's not covered in rot and ringing bells. So yeah, let's just go. And I am going to go ahead and wander over to Tack and Myrna.
I'll follow Cass.
Are we ready to leave then? I'm gonna look up at the two.
I'm going to put my hand on Tack's shoulder and say, you know, it's not really nice to call Cass and Bull idiots, just to be fair. And then I'm going to leave the room.
See? He doesn't even know he's playing a game yet.
Or am I playing the best game ever?
So, what's the plan, Tack? I mean, all I'm gonna say is I know you hate camping, and he's offering us a mansion with some beds. So at the very least, if you at least want to take the time to sleep in a decent place, then that is probably a good option. I'm just saying.
I'm following the priest, so wherever she wants to go,
She is probably the best person to follow, so fair enough. I believe we're ready to go. I'm going to take a look towards the ladies. What are they up to currently, as we're getting ready to leave?
Yeah, as you're packing up, they're still pouring themselves some wine, sitting there. Now that any kind of loud, boisterous voices coming from your tables has died down, they've sort of gone back to conversing amongst themselves. Very quietly, it's hard to hear anything that they're saying. They're keeping it very at their table. But yeah, they're just very casual looking, very in control of the situation.
Okay. Good to know. I'm going to go ahead and nod to Tack and Myrna and then leave.
You walking all the way out?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and head outside and wait for everyone out there.
Okay. And as you walk outside, you can see Ismark is about halfway down the long road that's heading north and south, and he is heading south. And I've revealed all of Barovia for you. What's everybody else doing inside?
I'm already outside. I've left, by the way.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Tack to finish.
Taking the hint that he's being waited on, Tack finishes his fourth glass, sets it down, and stands up, making himself ready to walk out the door.
Bull will say to Tack, you know, if it was between you and I, I'd save both of us. And then he'd keep walking.
That's probably a mistake, too.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't make the best choices. And he'll walk out.
Alright. I'm going to say you guys spent about 2-ish hours in there just kind of talking through all this, having some drinks, dealing with Ismark, and all that. So it's about 4 or 5 in the evening now. What little light in the sky there is now starting to fall, and it's getting a little bit darker. By this time, now that everybody's out, Ismark has made his way to the Burgermeister's manor, fully south. What would you guys like to do? Yeah, and
Did anyone need supplies before we go?
Where do you plan on getting them? From the zombie house?
Well, there's that mercantile place, isn't there?
Oh, I'm sure they'll just trade you some questionable leather capes.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. I'm going to go ahead and go into my pouch. And I give everyone here 7 gold pieces.
Fat sacks of cheddar, yo.
I would hand them out and just say, from the house. You get your cuts, but I'm keeping the cape.
Not my cape, right? Obviously.
I found a better looking one.
Did you?
That cape is so gross. I'm just gonna say it. I haven't said it yet. The cape is so gross. All right. I mean, does the mercantile look like it's open?
Yeah, it's got light that's spilling out into that main kind of open area that is there. It is shuttered, closed with just some light spilling out. It seems to be open.
If we want to make a short trip and see if we can get a few supplies, but it is getting dark.
What supplies do we need before we go see this guy?
That's what I was asking. If anybody needed anything extra.
No, that's what I mean. What could we possibly need? We going to need 50 feet of rope to follow this guy? Like, we're following this guy, let's follow this guy. Like, I don't need to stop in and stock up on wine skins on the way to this man's house. Like,
maybe you can find a heart.
We could be walking into a trap here. Maybe they've got some potions of healing, or I don't know, a new hammer for Myrna here.
Garlic.
I've got a shirt I need to get rid of. So, apart from that, I mean, as was actually rightly said, we could be walking into another house of horrors here. Just call it being pessimistic. Or realistic, depending on your outlook.
I mean, whatever. It's getting dark.
Alright, if no one needs anything dire, then let's march.
March south then.
Okay. As you guys head south, moving through this town, again, the street, you can tell there's cobblestone, something solid underneath this thick 2 inches of mud and dirt that just nobody is coming by to sweep this up. And you pass Bildrath's Mercantile. There's another little outbuilding, and as you get to that third building on your right, that wailing, that sobbing that was kind of spilling out and filling the streets is louder, and you could tell it is coming from the upstairs of that house. This moaning sob just fills these streets.
Which one specifically?
It is this one, and it's sadness that matches the scene. And it's just flowing from that 2-story dark townhouse, just spilling out of the windows and through the crevices in the house and out of the door. If you continue forward,
Cam wants to explore. Cascada does not.
Other than that, it's really silent. Not much. A couple birds chirping here and there. A couple of dogs barking way off in the distance. But the Burgermeister Manor is all the way down at the end of this road, if that's where you're heading.
Yeah. Tiredly just shifting myself there.
Yeah, Myrna probably would be like, somebody else's business, somebody else's business, somebody else's business. Walking.
Okay. As you approach this mansion, it is a weary-looking mansion, kind of squatting behind this rusted iron fence. There's an iron gates that are just twisted and torn and just seen the ages of time. The right gate is off its hinges and just like leaning up against the fence, while the left just lazily kind of swings in the wind. There's a stuttering squeal and clang of the gate as it repeats with mindless precision. It's just kind of hitting the side and then falling back. Weeds choke the ground and press with menace upon the house itself. It's kind of like growing up and intruding upon the windows. As you approach, you see that those weeds that are getting taller as you get to the house, there is a trail all around the house where the weeds have been tamped down, and it's almost like a path. And upon further inspection, you see heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls of this house. You can see black marks, like charcoal marks, ash marks that tell that like fires, like flaming arrows and torches have been thrown at this house as somebody has tried to set it on fire. There is not a pane of glass that is intact. It is all shattered, and you can see remnants of the glass all about, and boards are all barred with planks, each one marked with the stains of evil omen. And that's as you approach this house, you're just seeing, this house has seen some atrocities. Are you going all the way up and knocking?
Yep.
So you remember when someone said this could be a trap, right? Let's just keep our wits about us, yeah?
I'll go up first. Why not?
Okay. You kind of up 2 steps, and then you're up on the entryway porch. You see a heavy wooden door that does have the same claw marks on it that kind of befit the rest of the house. Pretty
How big are
solid
these
door.
claw marks? Like, are we talking like wolf, or are we talking bigger?
Talking bigger.
Okay.
Like, they match the claw marks on the body that you found the letters.
Okay. All right.
And as you look at some of the trails around it, you do see wolf prints, or like paw prints, I should say. They're kind of big. The typical Sword Coast wolf. This is probably twice as big.
Okay.
And there are human footprints that are strewn about as well, not just paw prints.
Tap, tap, tap.
You can hear as you rap on the door. You hear some shuffling. You hear some steel on steel kind of unsheathing of swords, and you hear footsteps come up to the door.
If I hear the swords, I'm going to be grabbing my warhammer.
Okay.
Who is it?
Ismark asked us to come.
How do you know Ismark?
We met him at the Blood on the Vine.
And what business do you have here?
I am not here to play games. He asked us to come. If we are not welcome, we are leaving. You can ask him yourself.
You hear in a muffled, like she's turned her head away, Ismark! And you hear some more shuffling of feet coming up.
Yes, what is it? These people are here. They say they met you at the tavern and they are here for you.
And then at the window, what would be the window right next to you, you see some eyes kind of peer through, and they are Ismark's.
Yes, that is them. Let them in. They are going to help us. They are outsiders.
And at that, you hear some clinking of some locks come down, and then the door slowly begins to open. And peeking through, before the door opens all the way, I'll show you the picture. You should see it now in Roll20. You see Irina Koyana, armor-clad, sword in hand, brown, kind of auburn-y red hair, strikingly beautiful, tired-looking, is there. She catches and she eyeballs every single one of you. And then she opens the door the rest of the way, stands behind the door, and you see Ismark in the doorway of this manor.
Hurry up, we don't have all day.
I'll walk through. And I'll look back at the rest of the group.
I'll follow right behind Mona.
I'll follow Tack.
I'm not waiting particularly for anyone, so I just fall in line behind whoever.
I'm directly behind Tack.
Be right behind Avi.
How directly behind are we talking? Like proper, like
3 peas in a pod.
No, like
Imagine
not
they're
in the
making
bubble.
Tech very uncomfortable.
Not in the not in a bubble. Just I'll let Tack go first.
So as you start to pile in, like Bull, before you even make it in, that door starts to close, and you barely just clear the threshold before it slams shut. And Irina's back is to you now, and she's replacing all of the locks. Puts a big board down in front of it. And as you're in here now, the interior of this mansion, it's well furnished, yet it shows signs of great wear. Like there hasn't been any upgrades. It was once probably a stately manor, much like the Duchess's house back in Daggerford. Nice, high quality furniture, but just seen the wear of time. There are the noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in the room, in every room that you can see, just hanging on the doors themselves. You see a side room, and then otherwise you're just in this main entryway foyer with some stairs going up. Ismark chimes in. He's like, "So, you were going to take me up on this offer to help save my sister Irina?"
Well, I think we need more information first before we accept or decline.
information, food, sleep. Please.
Information, food, and sleep. I can give you all 3 of those things. Please come in and have a seat. And he takes you into that side room. As you walk in, you do get the smell of decay, and you see in the middle of the floor is a simple wooden coffin surrounded by flowers that have definitely wilted, and there is some decay. But he kind of sweeps off some of the chairs in this room, and don't mind this here in the center. Would it be more comfortable if I started a fire? What do you need?
Yeah, that'll really make the scent of death go away.
Yes,
I
pardon.
actually take out my censer and I light some incense and I just start
Okay.
waving it around to try and get rid of some of the smell.
Who are you keeping around and why have you not buried them?
This is my father, the Burgermeister.
Well, I am sorry for your loss, but that still does not tell me why you have not buried them, put them to rest.
We have not been able to, with the, I assume that you saw around the house the claw marks and the shattered glass. Other than the brief respite that I get going to the tavern and back, we are surrounded by these wolves and these demon spawn of the devil Strahd, like I told you about. And we have not had a chance to properly give my father the burial that he deserves. So he has been wilting away here in this coffin. And as you look at the coffin, you could tell it is not it was handmade by someone who is not trained in carpentry. It is rather shoddy. And pardon me, this is the only real meeting room that can hold all of us. But what do you want to know?
I'm going to turn to Tack.
First question in every negotiation is, what are we getting paid?
Well, it seems to me that you are not worse for wear in the with all of your accoutrements that make you your weapons and your armor. I mean, we have some stores in that are, civil funds that really have not been of use lately that could go to pay out if that is something you need. But I mean, we are struggling here, and at this point, Irina comes in, holding kind of a bigger bowl. Sets it aside, and she's got another tray, a bowl and tray, and the tray's got individual cups, and she's got some stew, like mutton stew that is out. And please help yourself. And I mean, you are talking of pay. My father's heart could not stand the constant assaults that are hitting this home every day, and he has been sitting here rotting, and nobody in this town is brave enough to help us put him to a proper burial and take him across town to the church. And let Donovich say his words of respect and put him properly in the ground. And you want to talk about money. And she begins to like fill cups and starts passing them out.
So to get paid, our jobs now include helping you bury your father and delivering your sister to somewhere? Just want to make sure we have the whole contract laid out, what you actually want us to do and what we're actually going to get paid.
Yes, Mark, you are planning to take me somewhere else?
And you can see he's staring down at the floors. I am trying to get you away from this devil of Strahd and get you into a place that is safe. You are not safe here, and it is evident by the constant attacks. I did not tell them about Father. I did not know that it was going to come up. So yes, I don't know that I caught your name, but I am Miss Mark, and this is my sister Irina. And you are?
I'm Tack.
Tack. I noticed that you sigh a lot. But there are... I guess there now are two things that I am asking of you, and again, I cannot say enough of how you are in trouble. And I cannot tell you if I can help you, and I cannot alleviate this trouble that has befallen of you. I do not know why you and this group are here, but you are here, and not many people come here. And the people that do come here never return. And I don't think they are going home. So I don't know that I can help you in that, but I can ask of you to help a family in need. And to make a bad situation a little bit better.
Are you trying to appeal to my... I'm not sure what it is you're trying to appeal to, but I don't have it. It's
Well,
not
then
a thing
perhaps I need to
possess.
talk to somebody else in this party. I mean, pardon me for being crude. Again, I saw an opportunity when you walked into that bar, into that tavern, and I had to take it. Because I know you are not one of the Vistani, and I know you are not with Strahd himself.
Say that word again.
Strahd.
No, the one before that.
Vistani.
Vistani.
Pastrami or whatever it was.
What is that? Is that
Those
what those
three women
little zombie things are in the other houses?
No, those are some of Strahd's minions that he has raised from the dead. The Vistani are those three women that were sitting in the bar, in the tavern. Those are Vistani.
How many are there?
Oh, they populate this land just as much as Barovians do. But for whatever reason, Strahd has given them free reign to come and go as they please, and has given us Barovians given us the isolation of staying within this realm of his and playing with us like puppets.
See, I told y'all we should talk to those women, but nobody. I got a question for you, Ismark. Now, how much further across town is this church where you could bury your father and the bar? Because it seems like you make a lot of trips to the bar, but you can't make a trip to bury your father. You're just going to leave him here in the living room?
Well, the bar is in the center of town, and the church is on the other side, and that is not just a task that is quickly said and done. Going to the tavern to get supplies and staying within eyesight of those Vistani. I mean, I can tell you this, you are not going to be attacked by Strahd's minions in front of the Vistani.
So any trip to the church would have to be quick, and and I cannot let my sister out of this house without any sort of protection, and I am not enough. I have trained enough with the sword, but I have been overwhelmed too many times, and I cannot be overwhelmed with my sister in presence.
So let me get this straight. You can't bring the coffin across town because you will get attacked in the streets? Am I hearing this right?
Well, your friend here said he saw some people in the house that did not look like... Did they look like me? Did they look like the Vistani? If they did not look like one of those, then they are Strahd's minions. They are anywhere, at any time, in any task that is going to take more than... They will come.
You speak of undead. Did you think to check the coffin?
Yes, we have checked the coffin. My father is dead.
And forgive me for being blunt, but I have some expertise when it comes to this kind of thing. That's how undead always look, animated or not.
Well, when you say this kind of thing, I don't know what you mean, but he has been there for going on a week now, and there has been no signs of anything, of any movement or any rumblings or scratching or anything.
Doesn't mean it's not listening, but all right.
Well, we happen to have the cleric here. Wouldn't it be better to bury your father in his own lands, and Myrna could perhaps bless the ground? Or I don't know how these things work, but
again, we have a family plot at the church in the cemetery that is north of the church. It would be a great disservice to the Koyanovich name if that doesn't happen there.
So I think the answer is no. So again, let me get this straight. So you need us to escort the coffin from here to the church in the north, bury the body, while you stay here and protect your sister.
No, I will come with you, but my sister stays here. I know for the time being that this house is fortified enough, but pretty soon Strahd is going to come with many more bits of his devil army that would overtake this house and tear it down to the ground. So that's
is Strahd like the Lord or something here?
Yes, he is very much in charge of everything that goes on.
Uh-huh. Is this like a prima nocta situation? Or
Strahd has had an encounter with my sister that she barely made it back from. And it is of my belief that Strahd is trying to take her forever.
Does Irina have any odd marks that are visible?
She, in her armor, her breastplate and shoulder, are those pauldrons, I think, are what those are called. Mm-hmm. And she's got a collar that comes up too. This metal collar that you can't really get a good look outside of her facial features. She's got, cloth and armor down to the wrists, and she's wearing gloves. So you can't really see anything. Her face is rather pristine, and she is very striking, young woman, but no imperfections that you can see. Imperfections is the wrong word. Any scarring or anything that you can see.
and once we finish burying your fathers, and where do you plan to take her?
We will head to Valaki. That is a town that I am that is safer than this. That has less of Strahd's influence. But I cannot get her there on my own.
You said... Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say it is to the west. It is
Now-
about a day's ride, or a day's walk, rather, of a day's ride.
You've mentioned that your sister has had an encounter with Strahd and survived. And she looks to be very capable here. Why don't we all go? Barry, Pops, keep going. Because it seems, we're going to leave her in the house by herself while we're burying somebody. Seems, pardon my French, but fucking stupid. So let's, stay together here. Right? Am I crazy?
No. As I recall, you said you made it through Durst Manor and you are here. So I know that you have to be well enough with your weapons. That's a compromise I'm willing to make. If we can, if this plan happens, we bury our father and we go to Vallaki. And you help protect my sister. That can happen. She can come with us.
When is the best time to travel in this town?
You do not want to travel during the night.
So clearly we travel in the morning. We'll all have some dinner, get some sleep, wake up, and shove out.
That is probably best as the sun is going down, and yes, you do not want to travel when the Mother Night is out and peering, which seems to be more and more hours these days. But yes, we can. That is a plan. If we want to sit and hold up here this night, and then in the morning we go make it to Donovich at the church, and then we can head towards Vallaki tomorrow as well.
All right. Another question for you.
I will tell you anything you need to know.
Good. So, obviously there's this situation going on, the situation with the city, with yourself. You're saying that this Strahd guy is your lord, ruler, whatever you want to call it. Why haven't you just spoken to him?
Have I not been clear enough? Strahd cannot be reasoned with. He cannot be spoken to. Again, you are here because he wants you here. We are all puppets within his game. I am lucky enough to get to you before he has. I mean, maybe he has gotten to you already.
So then it sounds like it doesn't matter what we do if he controls the game.
I'm beginning to get flashbacks to someone talking about a rule book.
Well, we can work to find a little bit of peace and understanding as we can, and that right now that is getting my father in a proper burial and getting my sister into a place where she is not looking over her shoulder every single second of the day. Now that is not going to bring peace to the land and not going to stop Strahd from seeking to find her for a second time. But it is going to help, and it is going to give more time. And who knows, you may be the heroes that we have been looking for.
Bull will grab some of this mutton stew, eat a little bit, and says, "Now you say that we're all just pawns in some game that Strahd has created and that we're trapped in here with him, but I kind of think he's stuck in here with us."
That is a very glass half full kind of way to look at it. And it is that kind of attitude that might change the tide.
Well,
I mean,
this is delicious mutton stew. Thank you. Gang, what thoughts?
if you are looking for absolutes, you're not going to find them. But here's what I can offer you. We deliver my sister to Vallaki. I can leave her side knowing that she will be safe. And I can help guide you through Barovia. It is one of my wishes to put Strahd in his place. And it is not a job that is going to be done by myself, but it could be a job that is done with all of us. And as I see it, you don't have any other options. There is no way out for you. You can try. You can head back the way you came. And you will be dead before you hit those gates.
I'm in.
That means you are going to help.
Yeah, let's do it. Or I'm with Chaos.
Just one more time for clarity. We're not getting paid. We're delivering a body. We're delivering your sister. And then we're taking you on as a liability.
I beg your pardon, but I can hold my own. And he kind of picks his sword up and then slams it down in his scabbard. I would not be a liability.
Don't mind him. He's grumpy. He needs a nap. So let's commence with the eating and the drinking.
Perhaps, Tak. If this Strahd is a lord, as you say, and you are successful in defeating him, perhaps some of his treasure, some of his wealth in payment. Would that not be reasonable for the risk we are going to take?
I believe he has to have a horde up there. The amount of travelers that I have seen come in just like yourselves and never to be seen again. Their wares have to go somewhere. They're certainly not filtered back amongst the towns.
I'm going to look at Tak.
Well, it's never about payment for me. It's about the contract.
Of course it is. I look at Avi and Bull in turn.
I'm pretending to be... not pretending. I'm trying to be as serious as I can. I go, yeah, it's about the contract. So where do we sign? And I'll look at kind of like side-eye at Tak.
I whisper to Myrna, I can kill him in his sleep. He won't feel anything.
You forget I promised to protect him too. You would have to go through me.
As you're saying that, you see Ismark put his hand out like he's ready for a handshake. I don't know how it's done where you are from, but I will shake your hand and look you in the eye and say you have my sword. If you can help me protect my sister, and you...
Cass reaches out.
He grabs it. He's got a pretty firm hand. You can tell it's, he's strengthful. Sends it.
I reach out the same time Cass does, so it's like I'm over Cass's hand shaking. No, yeah. I'm kidding.
That's awkward. Oh.
I come in with a left hand. And he keeps it out, and he's, Avi, if you put yours out, he shakes it.
Yeah.
And anybody else that willingly puts it out, and if he's looking at Tak.
Well, if he's looking at me, I
will not
put my hand out.
I will not be a burden. Then he shakes your hand. We are in a great debt to you all. We will stay here tonight. And in the morning we go and we help my father. And then we head out to Vallaki.
I don't want to be rude, but point towards the stew. Just don't suppose you've got a vegetarian option, do you? Because Mutton's not my thing. Sorry.
I am sorry. I was not expecting guests tonight. There are some vegetables in the cellar, in the icebox. But
I can whip something up. It's fine.
Nothing is prepared. I will remember for the future.
I'll whip something up. It's not a problem.
This whole time we've been having this conversation, Irina's kind of been pacing. Like, she brought in the stew and then she was pacing and kind of looking through the slits through the boarded up windows and just kind of walking around the room. Every now and then she would gaze down at the centerpiece that is her father in that coffin, and just very active and just on edge.
Yeah. Irina, what are your thoughts on all this? I know your brother's not a fan of Strahd. Are you looking to leave Barovia? I don't want to just, take somebody away from their home if that's what's happening here.
I am tired of a few things, and that is these encounters every night. These same encounters that killed my father. I'm afraid that it will get to me. In this encounter that my brother speaks of previously with Strahd himself, I wish I could, but I have tried very hard, but I cannot remember any of that happened. But he left me with this, and she'll kind of pull her armor to the side and and show bare her neck, and you do see a scar mark that is there on her neck. But he has left me with this. And ever since that night, he has not waned in his effort to get me back. There's nothing I can do but move locations and try to find a new home. And hopefully he doesn't know where we are. But at the very least, and she points and looks down at her father, he deserves better than this.
I wouldn't know, because of the thing on her neck, why she can't remember, would I?
You could give me a history check or a religion check. And anybody else can do this. Especially if you're proficient in it. Let's not just roll to roll, but if you're
That'll be at
proficient...
17.
Yeah. You've heard distant hauntings of vampirism and the drinking of the blood and then getting control that way. So it kind of rings a bell. You're not like fluent in it, but it is. You're kind of piecing it together.
Okay.
I'm going to look at Irina and kind of make kind of the eye contact that says, "Hey, I'm about to talk to you, so pay attention to what I'm saying." Do you have any other outfits here?
Of my own?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Your clothes.
I have a full wardrobe, yes.
Bring me down a traveling outfit.
Oh, okay. I feel like I should ask why, but I won't.
She leaves the room, and you hear some steps going up the stairs into the second level of the floor.
Hey, what?
What's our job?
No. I'm not talking about the purpose. I'm talking about the delivery.
We're supposed to get her there safe, right?
That's not my point. I understand where you're going, but just work on your... I can't really talk, so I'm not good with people either. But even for me, that was a just gotta.
It's all about the reveal. And if you're confused now, it'll be clear soon enough. But she doesn't need any more details than she needs to stay alive. That's our job.
If that's the
Job
way
to
you
get
believe.
her. So Wallachia, Wallachia, wherever,
Nailed
some
it.
town I've never heard of. You've never, maybe you have heard of it. I don't know. It's not on any map I've read or copied.
It is Valaki.
And
So we're gonna get her there.
I'm going to turn to the gentleman and be like, could I wear some of your clothes?
You need one of my outfits.
It's all about the reveal.
I mean, if you really want to, you can give him one of hers instead.
I am in debt, and I maybe this is. Okay. And he turns around and he leaves, and you hear footsteps heading up.
I'm going to turn to Tack. What are we doing with her clothes?
Yeah, you guys are in the room with no other.
I'll reach my hand out
Boyana.
and grab Avi's chin
Please don't
turn
touch
his
me.
face side to side, like I'm looking at him. Not like hard, but very much more like I'm appraising the value of his face.
I am very uncomfortable with touching.
I don't think I'm good. I'm the best. But I don't think I can. Not for you. Matter of fact, the only one I can work with here on this is Bull.
And at that, you hear some click, click, click steps coming down the stairs, and Irina comes in. She's holding out a dress, kind of slim fitting. It kind of flares down at the bottom. It's got some nice embroidery. It looks very nice.
I'll take
this one.
I'll take the outfit. And
I do need to ask, what is this for?
I will set it down on like a chair, and I will turn my back to everyone and undress. And then I will pick up her clothes and put them on, and my hair definitely changes color, because her hair and my hair color are different, so the hair changes almost instantaneously, and then I turn around looking like Irina.
Okay. And as you turn around, Ismark comes into the room holding up, like, he's got like it's not really on a hanger for him, it's like folded trousers and like just a tunic, and he sees two sisters.
Oh, what kind of sorcery is this?
And he kind of he sets his clothes down on the chair next to him, not really continuing his motion to give it to Avi.
What is this?
I believe we call it a decoy.
And you see his eyes kind of get big, and just barely out of the corner of his mouth, you see a little smirk kind of come up. Not a smirk, but a smile, less condescending. I knew seeing you all walk into the tavern that this was going to be it. And he goes over and he gives his sister like a hug. He braces her. And
Which one?
the one in the armor. he's going with what he knows. The one in the armor, and that is ironclad. And you can see him kind of turn and whisper into her ear, and lets go of that embrace.
Bull will do disguise self again to look like her, but wearing the brother's clothes.
Oh, I mean, if one is good, two must be better. I don't know if we may need to change the clothes, but the face is.
I'm gonna say, it's just because you don't know how to play the game. There's a rule book that you must follow.
I I have been playing this game for quite a long time. But either way, this is looking promising. You are bringing tactics to the table that I have not seen before, and I'm going to be in your debt forever. I can tell.
I look at the 3 Irenas. Perhaps, if you have any traveling cloaks, that might be better. Hide the face.
We have cloaks that we can provide. I don't know that we have enough for everybody, but for most of you, yes, we can.
I just meant for the 3 decoys.
Oh,
Might be a good idea.
yeah, we can do that. Irina, go bring your rain cloaks. I think you have enough. And she leaves the room and goes again. Same footsteps going upstairs. She's gone for a little bit. Again, this is. I don't want to sound so sour all the time, and this is going to. But we are swinging the pendulum back in the favor. It is little things like this, and he points to you, Tack and Bull, that will put Strahd on his heels. I cannot say that it is enough for a victory, but it is enough to at least get my sister safe. Now, if we have enough guest quarters and bedrooms upstairs that each of you can have your own, and we will spend the night here. And in the morning, I will wake you, and we will go about to the church. And about at that time, Irina comes in carrying, folded up in her arms, actually draped over her arms, just three cloaks, and she kind of flops 2 of them down, flings one around, puts it on. It's a dark burgundy, purplish kind of velvet, crushed velvety kind of thing it's got a little waxy feel to it, like it's been waterproof.
Hell yeah. Bull will pick up on and throw it around his shoulders. Say, well, I'll take first watch down here. Pops and I got first watch.
When you say Pops, he inadvertently laughs at that. Like, I don't know how much of a help he would be, but okay. And he kind of wraps his arm around his sister and helps her out of the room, and they go upstairs to their room. And upstairs is quite the expanse. It's got enough rooms for everybody. What's everybody else doing?
I'm going to finish my mutton and then head upstairs.
Cass is ready to sleep, but he needs to eat first. So he's going to go ahead, grab whatever vegetables are down there, grab the good ones, not even going to bother actually cooking them, just going to hoof down some raw ones and go to bed.
Yeah, you go into the kitchen. There is a little a door that heads down to a cellar that's got a small root cellar that's got, crates of potatoes and mostly like root vegetables. There are some nice apples that are still left over that are sitting next to it.
What type of apples? We're talking like Granny Smith.
These are red Macintosh.
Red oh, Macintosh, nice.
Yeah, they got a little crispiness to them. Yeah. So yeah, Cam, you're able to kind of get yourself a little platter going of raw vegetables and some fruits.
Awesome. Yeah, hoof that down.
Avi, as you make your way upstairs and you just pick a random room. Yeah, you find a basic room, basic amenities. Got a bed that is actually a mattress that is not moldy hay or a pallet. You got a nice down feather pillow, blankets. Again, there's a layer of dust, as in, this room hasn't been served very often, but it is quite comfortable, at least according to Barovian standards. Anyone else? I mean, it's the same kind of amenities for anybody else that wants to filter upstairs and grab a bed.
I probably would wait until everybody's out of the room. I'm sitting with Bull.
Okay, are you staying in the drawing room?
For the moment.
Yeah, okay. All right. Cam, after you get your sustenance, where are you heading?
I am upstairs. I'm grabbing a room and just.
All right, yeah, you get that second door after Avi and just plant yourself. You got a nice belly full of fruits and veggies, and your eyes hit hard and just tack.
Tack paces briefly, changing his gait to more closely match the way Arena walks. And then he begins almost mumbling under his breath, but to anyone listening, he's repeating sentences that Arena said earlier and changing his he says the same sentence several times, changing his inflections and the pitch and everything on his voice until he's pretty sure he's got Arena down, and then he retires as well.
Yeah, give me a wisdom check, just a straight wisdom check. See kind of the success level here.
16.
Okay. Yeah, you feel pretty good about this. You're starting to pick up her gait without fail. It's some of her facial mannerisms and cadence that you're still struggling with, but you feel like it's passable, serviceable. You've done this enough times that you know that, give her another hour or so in contact with Irina that you'll kind of have it down. And then you said you would head up.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You take that third door and just plant yourself. And then now we have Bull and Myrna.
Bull.
Myrna.
I think I need to have a word with you before I go upstairs.
He'll drop the disguise of Irene. All right. I'm all ears.
First, I appreciate what you did back at the Dare Storm. Saving us, me. Want to make sure that you understand that was greatly appreciated first. With that being said, I want to make sure that you understand that what we are about to do is by no means a game. That we very well could not walk away from this.
Well, I mean, I didn't do anything, nobody else would have done if they had a chance. But I guess you're welcome. Thank you for putting up with some of my hijinks. But that's just kind of my chaos magic. I can't all the time control what I'm doing. But I'll try to keep a better handle on things, I suppose. And I'll do like a weird half salute. Captain.
Just as long as you understand that these are real stakes we are dealing with.
Wait,
this is not a show out on the road. This is life and death. Yes?
Yeah, I understand. You're right. This is.
Are you actually laughing, or is this Adam laughing?
No, he's trying to keep a straight face. He's like, man, you are totally right, and I understand everything.
Why do you find this funny?
Well, I'm just.
And I'm actually putting my hand in my head in my clawed hand. I'm just sitting here like, what? Why do you think this is funny?
Well, I was just curious. We all had soup. When did you get steaks? You know what? I'm just gonna go get to my watch. There's werewolves out there and whatnot. So, you know, I'll if given the chance, I will save you every time. Maybe not. You know, this tech. No, I'll save tech too. You know what? I'll save everybody if I can.
I'll stand up, and as I turn to go up the stairs, well, I promised the Duchess I would keep everyone safe, and I will do my damnedest to do that, but I just want to make sure you understand what we are dealing with, and you understand the gravity of the situation. That is all. Because if I did not at least verify this, and you did not make it all, it would haunt my conscience. At least now, if I do my best and you still do not survive, it is not entirely my fault. I'm gonna smile and then walk up the stairs and go to bed.
And he'll stand there for a moment and then kind of walk to the bottom of the stairs and do a little wave. All right, now what to do with this place? He's gonna cast prestidigitation and make it smell a little better around his general area.
Yeah, you kind of brighten up the room. Your Glade air freshener just throughout the room. It helps. Are you picking up 2 watches because you are this elven in nature? Or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, he can take 2, and I don't know if anybody else had volunteered to watch.
Nobody openly did. Cass certainly wasn't in the mood that he was going to.
Planked.
Yeah.
Just fully clothed, fully armored. Douche.
Actually, I got an idea. So, well, am I gonna have to roll anything here, or do the 2 watches just go by?
Okay. Yeah. Give me 2 perception checks. One for the first 2 hours and one for the second.
Okay. That is a. What's my perception? Oh, that's actually pretty fucking decent. It's a 19 and a 14.
Okay. Yeah, the first one, nothing is real happening. I mean, it's 8 o'clock for this first watch. You're 3 hours there within the manor. Went by pretty fast. Sun is down. It's dark outside. First 2 hours, you just hear some wind that kind of whistles through some of the slits in the planks and kind of moving around. You spent some time prestidigitation. Second watch comes around. You see a silhouetted figure humanoid running up the pathway, and as it gets to the porch, it goes from this upright humanoid down to nothing that you can tell from where you are at.
He's gonna look a little confused at that. And there was 100 locks on the door, right?
Yeah, and it's got a board that comes down, bracing it.
He'll start to go to open the door, and he's like, no. I guess this place has weathered the attacks thus far. I'm just gonna. Nope. And I'm gonna roll a d4 to see who Bull wakes up here.
Okay.
Alright. At the end of this... Alright, was there anything else that was gonna happen?
Not if you went out of the room and went to the door. You thought twice about opening, and then now, yeah. So
Yeah.
you didn't see anything else. With your perception check, you can't hear anything else.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna head upstairs and I guess kind of peek in a couple rooms until he finds a sleeping Tack. And he's like,
Okay.
"Hey, Tack," or I don't know if you're going by Arena at this point, but it's Myrna said that you were up next on watch, so I just wanted to wake you up.
Thanks. And Tack will immediately sit up out of bed, throw his legs over the side of the bed, hop out, and begin dressing in Arena's clothes from yesterday, and we'll head down to take watch.
Okay.
I'll say, hey, just a heads up, there was I don't know, like a ghost or something that ran at the house and then disappeared. It didn't get in, so I thought, why wake everybody else?
Makes perfect sense to me. I'll keep an eye out.
All right. And he'll just go and, I guess, take the bed that Tack was in. Thanks for warming it up for me.
Hot bunking, man. Tack, when you change, do you keep all of your stuff like normal shape changing? Like,
so no, like all of my stuff was downstairs basically. When I change, like it's a physical manifestation, and so my clothes and or items don't go with me. Hence my need for her clothing.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would just be her wearing Tack's old clothes.
Okay, so you lose, like, you have to physically take off your armor, take off any packs and everything, and then change.
I can change whenever I want to.
Okay, but you wouldn't be
under my clothes. But I would just look like I was, or not. Yeah, my physical accoutrement do not change with me.
So it's different than disguise self and
right,
like a polymorph or something. Okay.
Oh, my armor and whatnot doesn't like get sucked in like druid shape change or whatever.
Okay. Now, did you leave all that downstairs?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So you're okay. Good to know. So you heading down?
Yeah, I head down and I kind of pack up some of Tack's stuff. I put the clothes back in the pack, fold it up, cleaned up, and any of my smaller items that I can transfer without it being obvious.
As you pick up your main pack, you get a musty smell that is very distinct from the decay smell that is in the room.
I'll sniff at it again, and making sure that it is coming from my bag.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I'll open my bag and look and see what's down in there that's rotting, as I don't recall putting anything to rot in my.
So as you look in and you kind of fish around, your hand comes across a book, a tome, and the only one that you have is that yellow leather bound that you got from the Durst Manor, and it catches your feel because it is kind of moist and soggy a little bit.
I'll pull it out and start doing the mental math about what oversized TSA fluid item I put in this backpack that would have spilled
as
book.
As you do pull this out, you see what was this brightly colored yellow leather-bound wizard's tome has now begun to decay a little bit and rot itself. You can see the leather start to crack and wither and get wet. I don't want to. It's not getting wet, but you know how like when wet leather, it's kind of
water damage.
It's got that feel, right? It has water damage. And as you're kind of flipping through it, you see mold and it's just heavily water laden. Even the pages themselves kind of have a sheen of water through them. And as you open it up and look at the spine where all the pages are like sewn in, it has you can see mold and mildew starting to come up from that spine and starting to filter itself onto the whole page itself. The yellow leather is now this darkened green. It's wet and slick to the touch. You turn to the pages that had those wizard spells and that were once written on these arcane pages are now gone. Those spells have been erased. And in its place are some spells that you can read and you are familiar with. The ink itself is this greenish, deep green. It is not black, but it definitely has a green. And in any candlelight that is in the room, you can see it kind of glisten and glow upon the page itself. And you do recognize the spells that are in there.
I will attempt to manifest one of these spells here. I guess we will work on detecting magic then, to see if anything in my vicinity gives off magic. But I will work it as the book instructs there.
So as you're kind of reading this arcane words that are upon the page, you start to detect magic. Cast detect magic. Nothing in the room lights up. You are getting a faint hint or ping in the room that Cam went into, but nothing in the general house itself is showing off any auras.
Hold the book up and like smell it.
It has that same kind of you recall when your skin itself started to expel water and you had that briny salt. It's got that same kind of feel, and if you run your fingers across the page slow enough, you can feel little tiny granules of salt that are on there, and just kind of you pick them up ever so faintly.
I frown and I close the book and I put it back in my pack, and then I buckle my pack with all the buckles in the tightest way to, and I will then step away from my pack, and during my watch, I'm probably keeping a much more closer eye on my bag than I am threats from the outside.
All right. Give me a perception check. And I'd want to say with disadvantage because of your descriptions of being focused on the bag itself.
So, perception is +0, so a 17, and my disadvantage is 16. Lucky.
So 17 and a 16, nice.
Yep.
Disadvantage. As you're focusing on the bag and you're trying to piece this together, you hear towards the bottom of one of the windows. The windows in this room go for almost floor to ceiling, but it's like a foot or two off of the floor, and you can hear some sniffing, and then it'll move to the next window, and you hear that same, and it's just kind of moving from window to window, and then it starts to go back.
Remembering what Bull said, I'm just going to try and mind my own business in here.
All right.
I don't want to invite it in. I don't want to make it mad, and I'm definitely not going outside. So unless it breaks through comes through one of the windows, I guess the windows are all broken. But if it doesn't make an attempt to come in, I'm not making an attempt to determine what it is.
Yeah, there's no scratching that is accompanied with this. It is just sniffs. And it's kind of going from window to window in this arcing manner. And then eventually you hear a quick and it kind of scampers, whatever it was scampers through the weeds. You can hear the rustling, and then it's gone. And that'll bring us close to the end of your watch.
Yeah, at the end of my watch, I will wake up Myrna.
Okay.
Your turn.
Now just do a quick snort and some lightning kind of fizzles out. Get up, stretch, walk downstairs, check the doors and the windows, make sure nothing's broken or cracked.
Yeah, you come down and everything's kind of shipshape, or the way it was. you see that the parlor room in which Father Koyanovich is laid has been kind of cleaned up a little bit. Some of the dust and some of the smell has dissipated, but otherwise everything's how you left it when you went to bed.
I'm gonna sit next to the coffin.
Okay.
Just kind of look down at it. It seems you had a difficult end, my friend. I am sorry for that. I don't know what is going on in your country, strange as it is. But hopefully we will be able to lay you to rest without too much delay tomorrow. And I'm gonna clasp my holy symbol, still laying underneath my tunic. Do you think that perhaps after all this we will be even? It would be nice. It's getting a little hard to survive, especially with this group. But, we could be square at the end of this. I would much appreciate it.
And that same feeling that was almost burning your chest the last time you woke up starts to warm your hand, and you can see like bits of red light streaming or coming out through your fingers, like if you were to put your hand over a flashlight. It is starting to spill out in between your knuckles, and it is getting to a point where it's almost unbearable, the heat itself, as you have it clasped in your closed fist. And it's just kind of building this warmth that's starting to radiate down into your forearm, and you feel the connection is there.
I'll take it as a yes for now.
And
I'll let it go.
Yeah, and it slowly starts to fade away, and the warmth that is in your forearm starts to dissipate.
I'm probably just gonna sit for noises.
Okay. All right, you can give me a perception check.
Sure. That's a 3.
Oh, yeah, you're kind of you're processing a lot right now, and
Yep.
It's
Sure
been a whirlwind of a ride to get to just where you're at in the past 2-3 days.
Mm-hmm.
That you've kind of slipped into this process of self-thought, and less about outside perceptions and more just thinking in your mind and running through some of the things that have happened and trying to piece it all together, trying to figure out what's what and how this is going to work out. And yeah, you just kind of not space out, but zone out for a little bit, and just all seems to be well.
Okay.
And towards the end of your watch, you hear some footsteps coming down the stairs, and it is Ismark, and he turns in and around the corner, and he looks at you, just kind of sitting there, and he's got a small plate in his hand. I forgot to offer these last night, and if my mother was still here, this would be a big no-no, but would you like a cookie?
Thank you. And I'll reach out and grab one tentatively.
Yeah, and it's just a plain kind of sugar cookie. No, it's not boisterous in any way. No chocolate chips in it. It's just a plain sugar cookie. Typically, my sister and I, we share one of these after dinner, and it's spaced. We spaced it and forgot. So please share it now. And he takes the other one that's on the plate. And
I'll sniff it first, and then I'll take a small bite. As small as a dragonborn can with a cookie. But I'm gonna try, damn it.
yeah,
Holding just a little piece between.
Right, just that.
Yeah, you get at least half of it in your small bite, and it's a sugar cookie. I mean, it kind of will hit that sweet spot when you need it, but nothing overly sweet. Do your friends sleep in? I mean,
I'm. Pardon me for being antsy, but part of me just wants to get
I think you can
this
wake
moving.
them up.
Well, I will wake everyone, but I think Tacitus, you wouldn't mind waking him up. I think he finally came around, but he has definitely drawn a line in the sand.
All right. I suppose that is fair. I'll go up and I'll be relatively quiet. Get right next to Tack. I'm gonna lean down. Tack! Wake up!
One eye opens. And then I nod and get out of bed. Get dressed in Arena's clothes as usual.
As usual?
Is what is now usual.
It's the new huge.
Yes.
The new usual.
The new me. New year, new me. And head
Felt
downstairs.
Okay. And then Ismark goes down and he kind of gives a courtesy knock on all the doors. And by the time he gets to their door, Irina is already fully dressed and coming out and heading down. Does everybody... Go ahead.
Can I retroactively, like, after Tack sits up, give him the other half of the cookie, be like, breakfast?
Thanks. And I'll eat the cookie.
All right. Then I'll leave him alone.
Avi, Cass, Bull, how are you? How are your mornings?
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a little bit of extra time in my room because I want to attune to this cloak. Basically, that's the only reason.
All right.
But
yeah, we'll call it attuned.
Yeah, I've woken up very groggy, very... needed the sleep, but still, like, sleep drunk. Kind of out of it, kind of looking at this cloak, looking around the room, and is having that kind of, what the hell has happened to my life moment. Just kind of trying to bring himself back and get that thought out of the way and over with.
Okay. Avi?
I'm right chipper in the morning. I'm gonna just... I mean, I wasn't hurt. I wasn't tired. I'm just jumping right down the stairs.
All right. You see Irina and Ismark are kind of gathering within the foyer there. And and I imagine Tack and Myrna coming in, Avi or Cass coming the way down. Bull?
Did Ismark like poke his head in, or did he just knock?
He just knocked. He gave you like a double tap on the door.
Okay, Bull would spend a little more time in his meditation.
Yeah, so you take extra 15, 10. What do you need when you meditate?
I don't know, but he's actually, since they're indoors, he's fully nude.
Of course.
So yeah, it takes a little more time to like get
right.
dressed and stuff and come back down.
All right. So you're the last one down, and while you're up there, Ismark does go in the kitchen and he grabs the full plate of cookies and he does bring it to everybody. And these were meant for last night, and I did not want to only share with Myrna here. So he offers cookies to everybody else. I know it's not a proper breakfast, but in our haste, it will do.
I'm gonna go ahead, take a look at my brand new cloak, and just kind of go, please don't stain with crumbs. Please don't stain with crumbs. Please don't stain with crumbs. And then take the cookie and just kind of attempt one bite and just the least amount of mess possible. Yeah, just...
What if I told you there was a cookie pocket on the inside?
Nice.
Is Arena eating?
Yeah, she grabs one, and she kind of grabs
I do
one.
that really creepy from the horror movie thing, where I move and take a cookie from the plate just like she does, and mimic all of
Yeah.
her movements back to her.
Nice, like T1000, right? When he's
Right, yeah.
yeah, all right, okay, yeah, and she's kind of like toying with you a little bit, like moving it up, down, left, right, ABBA.
Yeah, I follow along with her the whole time. And then
Wow.
right before she looks like she's going to go put it in her mouth, I take a bite of my cookie.
I am glad that you are here. It is uncanny.
Well, gives you a 50-50 shot at least.
So I should suspect that you are going to mirror my every movement throughout the day.
Not necessarily, but probably pretty close.
Well, if I can help, just let me know.
Just be you.
Been hard the last week or so, but I will try.
And Ismark, hopefully Bull's coming down now. You ready, Bull?
Yeah, he comes
Right.
down, he grabs a cookie from the plate.
Actually, they ran out like before you got there.
Ismark, if you have cookies and do not share with the party,
Well,
you know what?
again, I was not expecting company, and we only had so many cookies. I'm
Well,
sorry.
Someone once famously told me, first rule about Barovia is expect the unexpected. And rule 2, have extra cookies.
Well,
And they'll eat his own rations.
we will see if we can find some cookies on the way. And you are right about expect the unexpected.
And he walks over to the door and starts unlocking everything and pulls the board up, the brace up, opens the door, kind of waves his arm over.
Well, we should probably get Father first. Can I have somebody help me with the carrying of Father?
I'll help.
If you'd like, I can just do it myself.
This will be interesting. But you have not failed me in your skills yet, so I will trust.
How does that look, Cam? How are you gonna do that? He's
I'm
allowing
going to
it.
use shaped water to make like an ice sledge, to just slowly kind of like just a thin layer of ice underneath, just to slowly kind of push it forward.
All right. Taking Han Solo, who's been frozen and floating. All right. Sorry with the movie references. Yeah. So you're able to kind of pick it up, and Ismark goes to the door, and he does like signal.
We should move quickly.
And with that, gonna end for the night. You are making
Sweet.
your way out of the house to the church up north. That's it for tonight, guys. Everybody, thank you so much for Curse of Strahd. I'm digging the character development, digging some of the role play. It's all becoming more tangible. The whole world of Barovia is starting to fill out, and I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, players at the table. I love every other bi-weekly Sundays with every one of you. It's always a good time. Thank you, everybody in chat, for hanging out and interacting there. We'll try to have more questionable food choices in the game as we roll along. Let's do some housekeeping just to get us out of here. We are FeatherFall Tabletop. We got a few sponsors. Hit the links down below. Use FeatherFall in your checkout there. Save yourself some of your hard-earned cash. We got a one-shot coming up on Monday the 23rd. That's with me as DM, running Crypts of Azurme from the Arcane Library. We got some impromptu one-shots because everybody's kind of on self-quarantine, house arrest, whatever you want to call it. If you want to come in the Discord and hang out and have some good conversations, play some impromptu games, Jen's setting that up and is willing to run a ton of games for everybody. So please come check that out if you need a little escape, a little break from some of the stuff that's going on. We'd love to have you in there and kind of keep our minds off of things. So please come do that. We'd love to talk to you and share some time. Tigwalk on The Gods We Know on Tuesday, March 17th. We got Dead and Thay coming back on the 18th. We got Curse of Strahd coming back in 2 weeks. So stick around for all of that. Again, this playthrough is sponsored by Roll20.net. This is how we roll. Check them out for all your virtual tabletop needs. That's it, guys. This was an awesome session. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well done.